Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Alpha Feeb's team that he sent and submitted to PvPoke training, which I'll include in the link in the description. I'll also include his Twitter in the link in the description. His team is Double Legacy Magneton with Magnet Bomb, Earthquake, Swampert, Size Shock, Heavy Slam, Bronzon, Body Slam, Bulldoze, Munchlax, and then Shadow Sneak, Foul Play, Sableye. I literally just made a Munchlax for this video, so didn't perform as well as I wanted to. This guy's also known as a really great trainer, so definitely check out his Twitter. Okay, and he leaves with Raichu. I leave with Swampert. He switches out to Victory Bell, so I gotta get out of there, or else he's gonna eat me alive. A little slow on the switch on my part. And he's gonna land the Leaf Tornado, which is very interesting. I would not expect a Leaf Tornado on a Victory Bell. And I'm gonna land this Psyshock. If he didn't shield this, it would do a lot of damage, but he does put up the shield, and this confusion damage is adding up, just chunking away. And I could have shielded, then potentially went for the Psyshock, but it's quite alright. And now I'm going to come back in with Swampert. I'm going to farm a little bit, and then hit him with a Hydro Cannon, because I don't want to get hit by a Brick Break or a Wild Charge and have to potentially burn a shield or waste some health. So interesting, he didn't decide to shield, but this is kind of a losing situation in the back end. Gonna put up the shield, land their Hydro Cannon, then I'm gonna immediately switch to Sableye. So because I don't know if I would survive necessarily, it'd be pretty close, but Sableye would win for sure. I could just win based off of fast news. But gonna shield and take it out. So I did record this video previously, but I'm an idiot and had my mic muted and didn't check it afterwards for whatever reason. Alright, there goes the first match. I have quite a few matches, probably like 12 battles against various trainers. Alright. Gonna try Munchlax, and I'm very inexperienced. Well, this would be the first time me using Munchlax, so I really don't know what to expect or to try out. Munchlax coming in. So I looked this up afterwards. I actually win in the 1 and 2 shield. I had no idea. I honestly thought I would just straight up lose. So as you can see, I'm trying to debate whether I need to switch out. And I think I just tank it. I should have stayed in. Clearly I'm doing really well. Also, my Munchlax is also not great IV distribution. And I switch out. I don't know why. I'm going to shield. And then I'm just going to feint down the Skarmory. Oh, he goes for the Flash Cannon. Okay. I built up quite a bit of energy, so I should be able to land 2 foul plays before fainting. And Victory Bell is very squishy, so these foul plays come through. They do a lot of damage, as you can see. Because with Skarmory, it's almost KO'd. And then I'm worried. I'm not too worried about a potential charge move coming through, but if it did come through, I'd rather it hit Magneton, because it will resist all the charge moves. So I am not in a great position, and at this point in time I should have switched out to Munchlax. Yeah, I got greedy here and thought I could land the discharge, and if I was actually clicking the discharge, I could have got it, because it's like a 1 turn. Anyways, dumb on me for a totally winnable match, but I just give it away. Well played. GG. And let's see who is going to come next. There's just like Cliffhanger is so interesting because like there's so many different metas and lines that people are running. It's very difficult to to come up with like a bulletproof lineup or even a team of 6. All right, so not a great situation for me. So I switch out to Bronzon. Bronzon actually loses to Vigoroth if Vigoroth is able to land the body slam bait in the 1 and 2 shield. It's coming with Blastoise, interesting pick. I actually perhaps would have stayed with Vigoroth given the positive matchup, and then Blastoise probably has a more positive matchup against Swampert than. But I shield because I think I can KO it down. It's kind of a risky play on my part. And I'm going to land the Psyshock. Oh, man. If I would have landed the Psyshock, I wouldn't be in this huge hole that I'm in right now. And I need to block a Bulldoze. So I don't know what this is going to be. It's a bait. It's for the body slam. So it's going to be a huge uphill battle for me. Tropius. It's very unlikely that I'm going to win. Especially with the shield. And I think I just barely get KO'd. Well, not barely. I'm going to get leaf bladed almost right away. So GG. Poor Swampert. Going to get wrecked. All right. So I really should have stayed in that. Yeah, anyways, there's lots of errors that I made in that particular sequence. Anyways, I'm worried about that Tropius. So I'm going to lead Bronzon. Yeah. Let's see how this goes. Do. Alright, so positive matchup for me. These charms still do a lot of damage, and Clefable is very tanky. So here comes Sableye, and I'm like, I hesitate, and I'm like, which should I switch out to? Either would have been okay. Yeah, either would have been okay. I guess I liked. I don't know if I survive a foul play at that health, but that'd probably be a little bit more ideal if I could survive. But this is fine. And then I'm going to come in with Magneton. I'm in a humongous uphill battle at this point in time. I have no idea why I went for Discharge. I don't think it would have mattered. I switch out to Bronzon, hoping to land the Psyshock, which I do. Get the little bit of chip damage, put it in range. Goes the Bulldoze. And then at this point in time, I'm like, oh, I'm pretty screwed. And then he switches out to Clefable. And then I see my window of opportunity. So I don't think this will KO. If that would have KO'd, I definitely would have lost. But then I was able to just get enough to get to the Magnet Bomb and KO this Vigoroth. So It would have really depended on how close he was to a body slam, because I was definitely in body slam range. Okay, now we're going to get coleslaw. Charging my phone so that way I can record these videos, hopefully with audio on. So I think I make a huge mistake in this team. So he leads Cliffhanger, and then this is the mistake I make. He leads Cliffhanger, and then he's coming with Charizard, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I do not have an answer for Charizard. All three of my Pokemon are weak to Charizard. I was not anticipating Charizard in a... Yeah, not good. And I make a dumb mistake, thinking I could get to this and discharge. If I would have got to discharge, maybe I would have been okay, because then I could have KO'd right away instead of I don't know. And I'm gonna let this heavy slam go off. And I should have switched at this period point in time. And then I'm like, oh, I'm okay. Was gonna hit me with Moonblast or Meteor Mash. I'll survive both of these. I can just farm it down and then just double Frenzy Plant, whatever is in the back. Nope. It has Psychic, which is a good moveset like to have. Like that might be like one of the few rare times where you Psychic something rather than Meteor Mash. So I debate on this team a little bit. So I lock in Bronzong, Munchlax, Swampert. So this is a positive matchup for me. Gonna defense Deoxys, and then at this point in time, I'm like a little late on the switch, so I don't want to send in my Swampert and have it be at an energy disadvantage. So I'm just gonna let my Bronzong tank this charge move. It's a Rock Slide, so I'm gonna switch over to Swampert and hoping to hit the Hydro Cannon beforehand, but it's not the case. And I land the second Hydro Cannon, hoping to feint this Deoxys. Decides to shield. Oh man. I could tank it, but I decide to shield it because I really like my Swampert for whatever reason. And I know the Poliwrath is going to come back in, so I'm going to farm up a little bit, switch over. He switches over to Clefable. And then I should have just went Heavy Slam because it's not like I was going to get to a second charge move anyways. But shield does come up. I guess I put myself in the best position possible. Then I'm like, is this going to be Meteor Mash or is this going to be a Psychic or Moonblast? Ends up being Meteor Mash, which does a lot, but it's pretty tanky. And I come back in with Swampert. I can survive this power-up punch. And I'm able to land the Earthquake. And it just barely survives with minimal HP left, but able to take it out. All right. See what teams I decide to run. I decided to run this team week all to fire types, so hopefully no fire types. So I get caught by the Swampert, which is not great for me. And I'm trying to catch the Hydro Cannon into my Venusaur. To no avail. And I'm just going to land as many charge moves as possible. And I'm going to land another Sludge Bomb. And I'm hoping that I can land a Frenzy Plant. But doesn't look like it's going to happen. I'm going to fall just short. If I would have landed that Frenzy Plant, then I would have put some shield pressure. And I debate on which one I should go in with. I ultimately go back and with Bronzong, hoping that this is a Shadow Ball, which it is. So I'm able to KO before it gets another charge move off. And then Swampert, and I'm like kind of in trouble. I was like, hopefully it just lets this go through. Nope. And I'm like, please be Earthquake. Please be Earthquake. That way I have a somewhat chance. It is Earthquake. And I was like, this is probably Hydro Cannon. I can survive this. Nope, it is not. And I cook a little bit of gamble. And I make the dumb move of doing Discharge instead of Magnet Bomb. And then here I got a little lucky, very lucky, because he ends up doing Aerial Ace instead of Leaf Blade, which allows me to get off this particular charge move. So I basically double resisted all the moves that this Tropius is throwing at me. And when it was like, I probably can only survive one more Air Slash. So we're gonna try this Munchlax out and see how we do. I think I got hard counter this entire way. There wasn't really much for me to do. And I come in with Venusaur, hoping does have hard counter. Which coming in Venusaur, bringing Venusaur to the lineup was kind of dumb because he had both Golbat and Tropius. And land the Sludge Bomb, which does a lot. You know, I was actually really hoping to land the Frenzy Plant, but to no avail. I come with Bronzong. I'm just going to farm up. And I'm able to take out the Tropius. And here comes Smoke. I basically have no chance. I don't see it. Like, there's no way I can play this out and actually win. So I tried to catch the Hydro Cannon or Earthquake or whatever it was. But it's pretty much a wrap. Land the Body Slam, no shield, which is very interesting. And I need to shield, but I'm basically going to get countered down. There's like, oh well, I'm not going to get countered down. I'm going to get hit by a charge move. And then I'm like, maybe I have a chance if this is Earthquake. Nope, it's Hydro Cannon, so he's going to land back-to-back Hydro Cannons. And that's a GG there. So one with two shields up. But, you know, relatively close. Okay, but to go in. Okay. Logging in. Sableye lead. I know he likes he likes his defense Deoxys a lot, so I'm hoping to catch his Deoxys. But I also am aware, in this particular match, I could probably play it out and do okay, but I kind of need the Sableye for later. At least that's what I think at the moment. So I'm gonna hit this foul play, and then I think I bail out after this foul play. I should have timed it better to try to catch the Sky Attack, and then I met with Sableye, which is whenever you have a bronze on, it's always feels terrible. At least when it's defense Deoxys, it's way quicker to get to Rock Slide if you're running Rock Slide, so you can at least do some damage, but to no prevail. So I'm gonna mirror. I'm up by one shield, but that up by one shield is not going to matter very much in a moment. And I'm going to hit the foul play. And this Probopass, and I was like, okay, I have Swampert in the back, so I'm just going to catch this Rock Slide, presumably. Yeah. And then his Skarmory comes back in with some energy, hits a charge move. And at this point in time, I need to time it so I can hit this Hydro Cannon before the Swampert, before the Probopass hits a charge move. And I get to the Hydro Cannon. It actually does way more damage than I thought it would. It takes it 60% of the health. It's crazy. Unfortunately, not able to finish off this Probopass, but I have CMP, so really who wins this match is whoever had CMP, so I was able to have switch in CMP or switch in priority, what do you want to call it? SIP, switch in priority. I'm gonna do a video on that eventually once I get around to it, on who has SIP. It's gonna be a thing, guys, so watch for it. You can be early adopters of SIP, and once I figure out the mechanisms for it. All right. Okay, so I like this matchup. Magneton does very well against Fortress. It resists the Steel typing, resists Bug. I do miss a bubble there, which is fine. And I land the second one. I only have to worry about Earthquake. And I'm going to have to shield. Even if it wasn't Earthquake, I probably would have been okay with shielding because I probably would not have survived. The mistake that I made there was not farming further. Especially just did a rock throw. So if I would have farmed a little bit more, then I could have got a discharge off on this Lantern, which would have put me in a way better situation. And this is the stupid mistake I had. In my mind, I'm like, okay, he's going to switch. Gotta maintain switch out, switch a Bronzong into Sableye. You idiot king. At least do the Hydro Cannon first. Burn the shield so this Heavy Slam would potentially do a lot of damage. But no. And then he has a SIP and CMP. So that wouldn't have KO'd anyway, so I don't think it would have KO'd. It does 60%, I'm pretty sure. Alright. Gonna move on to my second set of matches. I think I have 4 more matches after this. One of my Patreons. So thank you for the support. Always very much appreciated. Takes a lot of time and effort, and sometimes double the time and effort to record these videos because you make stupid mistakes. But so, anyways, it comes with Victory Bell. Victory Bell putting work, just absolutely mauling me down, and then I'm gonna land a foul play. Decides not to shield. So let's see what he has in the back. Swampert. Man, total overtap. And because of that, not because of the overtap, because I don't think I could have done anything anyways. I would perhaps burn the shield and potentially KO'd this Swampert, but he switches out, so not really much I can do. And I'm like kind of in a tricky situation. So I switch out to Magneton just because I think I can put some shield pressure on. So I put the shield on, and then I kind of gamble, and I think this gamble does pay off. Kind of pays off. It doesn't KO, no, unfortunately, which is not good for me at all. And he lands a charge move, then he can switch in right away and just Hydro Cannon me afterwards. Rock Slide, Hydro Cannon, really nice play. GG. I am, I probably need to do like a few more sims before running this team. Clearly I was not 100% prepared. All right, let's see how we're gonna do. Okay, all right. Haunter versus Venusaur. Haunter resists all my moves, but it's taking a lot of damage, so I come in with Sableye. Oh, and I think he's actually lagging. You know, when you're rushing so much, I'm like, I gotta do as much damage as possible. Okay. Unfortunately, he lagged there. I hate when those occur in matches. Interesting bringing Haunter. So I'm not going to shield because I think I can survive this, which I can. And I can just barely get off this foul play, which he ends up shielding. And I really debate between these two, but Venusaur makes the most sense because I can tank whatever charge move comes in. And he comes with Haunter, really nice play. And I'm not sure this is going to be Sucker Punch, Shadow Ball, and then I come in with Munchlax with that lick damage, auto KO. Then at this matchup, I was like, I actually thought it was Munchlax loses to Defense Deoxys and all shields, but it's actually a very close matchup. And then because I had the slight energy advantage, I think I actually come out on top. So able to take it out. And then the Lanoon, not doing very much damage with Shadow Claws. I am not doing very much damage with Lick. Ghost is double resisted by normal, so I'm able to take that particular match. And I think this is the last set of matches with one of my channel supporters, also one of the best people in PvP community, so definitely check her out on Twitter. A really great battler out of the Ohio region. So anyways, Shagnus. Alright, gonna cut. This is an interesting matchup. Munchlax is pretty tanky. Togekiss is not tanky at all. It takes Togekiss a long time to get a charge move. It does not take a very long time for Munchlax to get to its charge move. So really big contrast in styles. And I decided not to shield. Ends up being an air release, which I just actually barely survive. Definitely Ancient Power was the right way to go, because it would have fainted down my Munchlax, and then allowed the Togekiss to have a little bit more health and put a little bit more pressure onto my Venusaur. Hit the Sludge Bomb. She does do a nice bait earlier to bait out my shield. I have to shield because I don't want my Venusaur to be facing. So I try to farm. Maybe too aggressive on the farm. And I land the Frenzy Plan. And then my goal here is I switch out because I don't want my Venusaur to be fainted, then end up with like Venusaur versus Swampert. So my goal is to try to feint down this Sableye with fast moves, or get fainted down, then come back with my Venusaur and get a little bit of energy lead. So GG in that particular situation. You know, when instead of staying in with Togekiss, like Sableye is, I guess maybe not against Munchlax, but it'd be pretty close. So I think Sableye is like a pretty safe switch against my team. Yeah, Sableye is very safe against this team. But yeah, so could have switched out to Sableye instead of letting Venusaur just farm against it, against Togekiss, and then have Togekiss later for some later matchup. In this case, against my Sableye. So in this matchup, Lapras wins if it does serves. So in this case, she did like a lot of Ice Shard, so I'm curious what it's going to be. And then she ends up doing a Skull Bash, which I actually think is the mistake in her play, because she definitely would have won Switch Advantage, which I actually think she still wins Switch Advantage. Just cost her a shield. And doesn't commit to feint down, which with this is probably the right answer, because there's a decent chance I could feint the Lapras with Licks. So I debate between the two, and I go with Sableye because I don't want to take a lot of Ice Shard damage. She comes with Lugia, which is an interesting pick. Not 100% sure why the Lugia. Because it definitely gets hard countered by... Yeah, I definitely would have just Sableye mirrored. Because if she would have Sableye mirrored, then I would have been in a better situation. So I'm not going to shield, because I don't want to get farmed up by the Lugia and get like triple Sky attacked or something in the back end. So I feel like this is a little bit safer play. Let my Venusaur go down to a little bit further health, and this Lugia has like almost no health left. Alright, and I just come with like basically one Shadow Claw and GG there. So thank you, Alpha, for the lineup and for the suggestion. If you want to see more Cliffhanger videos, please like this video, comment below, and I'll see everyone in the next video.